Loretta's is cool. 'Cause, I mean, this is a great topic too, because like all the regionals are coming up, and I know you've got a lot of your students are hopping in areas and regionals, but like Loretta's is a great opportunity to just test yourself, like mentally, to be mentally strong, physically strong. It's a cool one off race. Back in the day, before social, before you had all of these different outfits that were looking for riders, because there really were only the factory outfits, right, that were looking for riders. Before all of that, yeah, Loretta's was your ticket to showcase yourself, to get a cool ride, to put yourself on the map. Now there are so many avenues where I don't think Loretta's is what people think it is. It's a great if you're going fast, if you already have a following and stuff, it's great to build that up. But it's not a make or break like it used to be, man. It really isn't. It's almost like if you're able to afford it and you can do it with your family, you can qualify. Treat it as a really cool learning opportunity and a great vacation.
Yeah, and I think that in my day, the manufacturer support was
Yeah.
different in the sense that like, so I had my Pellini deal on 50s, right?
Mhm.
I was basically a factory Pellini 50 rider. Then move up to 65s, and I was a full Team Green
Yeah.
rider. And the catch to that is that they kind of almost made an exception for me in that usually to be a Team Green rider, you had to go to all the amateur nationals. You had to hit Ponca, World Mini, Branson in Missouri, Lake Whitney, whatever. I mean, you had to hit all of them. And we would only regularly do Loretta's and Minios.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I would get 5 bikes a year to keep. It wasn't like, hey, give these back at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got 5 bikes a year to keep when I was on 65s and 80s and super minis. So then, and that was the catch. Had to go to Minios, had to go to Loretta's. Like that was not an option.
Yeah.
It was the bare minimum of what I had to do to be able to get that contract to get those bikes. So back in that day, that made sense, right? Now I don't think that manufacturer support exists in any way. So it's not like those kids. Well, maybe some of them are. There's
Yeah.
exceptions to that for sure,
Yeah.
but I think there was a lot of riders in my day that had Team Green deals and deals similar to that.
Yeah.
A good example, actually. So I talked to. Do you know S.J. Green?
Who? Oh,
Little
yeah.
ripper on an 85
From Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he still on a Cowie?
Still on a cow. Yeah, he just got a Fox deal. So shout out to SJ, man. Yeah,
He did?
yeah, we were cheering for him for last year's Loretta's on the 60s. He had a Husky deal for a little while. He went Cowie, then Husky, now he's back to Cowie, but he just got a Fox deal. So
Cool.
shout out to SJ, man. Yeah, he's a ripper.
Sweet. Yeah. S.J.'s dad called me yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and Steve is his name. Super cool guy. They were hanging out at the beach in Myrtle Beach or somewhere, taking a couple days off.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I really want to come up and see you. And so I invited him to come stay the week at Winchester Summer Camp and just said, hey, come enjoy the week for free. And I'd love to be able to. This is what I said. I saw a couple of videos of SJ on Instagram. He's fast right now. Like he has got so much faster than last time I've seen him ride.
It's ridiculous. And like I love what I like about him is like that reminds me of like his dad reminds me of like my dad and me when we were that age on 80s trying to like it's like us against the world kind of deal. Like this is back when like you and I were kids and stuff. I love that his dad is so chill and so cool and so behind his kid. Like it's a really cool thing to see. And it's not like I will say, Tony's gnarly. My dad is pretty gnarly. Once got competitive and once you start winning and stuff, Tony got kind of gnarly. But it was really it's cool to see that like he's embracing his kid's talent and like ushering him into like that next level like in a really easy, relaxed way almost.
Yeah, but he's
quick.
He has a good eye for what they need to do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and the kid's fast, man.
And
The kid's super fast.
So I go, listen, this is a critical time right now. I go, SJ looked really fast in those videos, but he looked like he was hanging off that thing riding hard. And I said, it looks like he's got like that Stewart-esque instinct. He's not afraid to twist that throttle. Yep. He's got crazy speed.
Reflexes.
He's got that killer instinct.
Yeah.
But we need to reel him back in right now. And put more of a foundation technique around that so he can safely continue to get to these next levels. And right when I said that, he goes, absolutely, I agree. He said, okay, so let me ask you this. Would you take a year off from Loretta's this year, especially because SJ hasn't had as much seat time coming into Loretta's so far that we would have liked? Focus on technique, go to these camps with you, and then just go to Mini-O's and come out swinging for Mini-O's in November. I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do not go to Loretta's. I said, because if you go there a little underprepared, there's no positives that come from
There's
that.
not.
But there's many negatives.
Yes, it's almost.
I mean, you're at risk of.
You risk of burnout, risk of hurting confidence, risk of getting hurt, and then you start seeing you're comparing yourself to your classmates, and oh wow, like he's so far ahead, I'll never get there, and you start pushing yourself harder before you have the good foundation, and it's a snowball effect because that hurts your confidence, just makes you feel like you're not mental games, and just I'm so glad you're speaking on this because this is the opposite of what the industry tells you. It's like, oh, go for Loretta's, qualify. Right. You have to go fast. You have to at all costs win Loretta's. And I love the fact that you're showing people that like that's not what you have to do. Like fundamentally, getting that situation figured out, it's gonna lead you so much farther. You're gonna be a better, faster, safer rider and have longevity where you're not just gonna be a fast amateur kid. Then when you try to get your pro license, what happened to that one person, right? So I think you need to talk about that more and advocate for people like, yeah, dude, stay home this year. You're still young. You got 2 more years in this class. Let's get faster. Let's beef you up a little bit and come out swinging. I love that approach, man. I give you so much credit.
I hope he takes the advice because it's so easy to fall into that trap of thinking that you have to be in a hurry. Yeah. Right. And yeah, I do. I find myself constantly reminding people at these tour dates and inside of the app, hey, it does not matter how fast you are when you're 15 years old, when you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Do you want to have a long career? I mean, what is the goal here? What is the goal? Okay, the goal is to win a champ. The goal is to be a fast. Wouldn't the goal to have a long and successful career? Yeah. So in that case, be racing like a Tomac until you're 33, 34, 35, 36. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. There's no need to try and get that fast that quick. You have to completely. I don't know if I've explained it to you like this before, but the analogy I use is almost like a pendulum of, okay, you have to have a really, really strict focus on that rigid technique and don't stray away from it. I mean, feed on, be strict within that technique. You're then going to take it too far, almost to the point where you're too literal and too over exaggerated. And it's like, okay, I'm ready to make that breakthrough to get to the next level of speed. Okay, now the pendulum starts swinging the other way. Now, loosen up, intentionally loosen up. Play around with putting your foot out in some corners. Go a little bit faster. See what that feels like. Don't be afraid to get a little bit loose. But then, okay, check yourself because you need to know when it's time to swing that pendulum back the other way and to start refining and cleaning up and being more strict with the technique again. And it's like as that pendulum swings is when you'll see that increase in speed. If you just think that you can go speed, you're just going to continue to just wreck yourself. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys. See you next episode.